Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the redirect number 20. I'm one of your casters, Zektek. With me is Quanzek. We have a fantastic tournament today for you. We are in the winners final for our first matchup. We've got Klink versus Nick's Dogs. Quanzek, how are we feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, I think it should be a really great matchup here on stream. It's basically Godallion's roster -1, swapping out Haven for Sapphics, and on the other side, some very solid Benelux players with Nick Beast and Binksy, Cadely, well known in the England scene. And it's not what I would miss, Zektek. Everybody, I'm sure, can hear my voice right now. I've been recovering from a sickness. I've had to drop a couple of casts, but the redirect monthlies, man, these are tournaments that you cannot miss just because of the potential that they have, the good times that I had around here. And when I was asked by Haza, this was a while ago, but it's perfect timing that I feel well enough now to cast, and it should be a banger of a series to open, and this is why I do it, Zektek. These series that we're about to see, it's a best of 5 for the winners final. And the win here puts you immediately into the green, into the grand final, Zektek.
Now, of course, that is quite the thing you want to do to make sure you get in on possibly some of that money there. And we have our players in the lobby, so we are just about ready to go. Of course, best of 5, match 1. This game 1 is going to be super important to really get that tone and momentum started for you. Now, it's not the end of the world if you lose it, but it means you can't keep losing after that. Otherwise, you're going to start sliding back and get into some dangerous territory. So, big step forward for this first match is going to be important for these teams.
I completely agree. I mean, in a series that is as dire as it is, the stakes are as high, and you don't want to risk going down to the losers, potentially dropping out before you end up in the first and second podium and getting your payday. You want to do it all here, and I would argue that this series is more important than even the grand finals because of that specifically at stake. But we will take to the pitch and get underway here in game number 1. I'm excited to see how these teams address what they want to bring out to the pitch, and I'll throw it over to you. 5 minutes on the clock.
Little change up on the kickoff there. We saw some players from the same side going, and a little double commit on the wall as we first kicked off there. So maybe some communication things that need to get worked out here, but nothing happening quite yet. Gyro will just put a nice easy one on net. It's going to go off to the side here. And I can see that Nick's Dogs have all put Meister at the end of their name. You know, that's quite a fun thing, being a little team spirit there. So I think that communication might start flowing, really some good synergy there. We'll have to wait and see. A good pass play coming out, but Cade low on boost has to make something happen here. Pass center to Binksy. We'll get some time and space to work with, and we'll see if they can shut down.
Cadely trying to chase this one over the midfield line. That's good redirect from Gyro. It'll be just wide left of the net, but you like the vision and how they're trying to break through the seal early here. Zektek Khan chasing this one into the opposite corner, gets bumped off, but both teams just trying to find some space. It will be Nick's Dogs going to concede here. Gyro, just all the space in the world, chases this down with a full boost in the tank, and well-timed flick to get it over the top of the final defender in Nick Beast. And I do love the shenaniganery coming out from Nick's Dogs. They're all Meister at the end, so a little bit of fun, but you got to start scoring to couple in with that. They'll concede a second here off the kickoff.
With a flick to get past one, and it's just too fast for the respawning teammate to get up to it. So Khan will put that one home. Nice easy read off the backboard. And a quick start here for Klink to put 2 on the board and just widen that gap right off the bat.
Yeah, very good opener here. And maybe it's insult to injury. Haven delayed 50. Ends up taking one that's massively in his favor at a lower angle. Just plays it through Nick Beast. And what this means now, Zektek, it's a 3-0 lead for Klink, and obviously they looked like they've been in the driving seat the entire game. They played well, but Nick's Dogs, you know this roster can play better. They have more in the tank. They just got to find their footing here, but not an ideal start if you're a fan of Nick's Dogs. in this game number 1.
Some beautiful passes coming out of Klink here to set each other up. And Haven looking for another goal. Almost gets it, but just couldn't quite chase it down across that goal line. Bouncing center here for Binksy, but Khan's going to cut that one. Gyro looking for a bump. Cade able to dodge it and get the touch there, but Haven is here for a reception. Taps it down and maintain control and possession, but Binksy is there to crash down on it. Gyro now forward with Khan, but no bump means he'll go to the side.
Haven over here on the sidewall has to chase it down, trying to play it around 1. We'll get it to the corner. Doesn't have a ton of boost, so just has to loft it up along the back wall where Kaylee will steer it back into that same corner it came from. Him and Nick B's combining for a team pinch. This one over to Binksy. Can Binksy get on to get the scoring started? No. Khan last second save, and it will be Nick's Dogs remaining scoreless.
Going across here, another great pass, and Nick's Dogs once again getting caught out with their pants down into that corner. Gyre, perfect slot center. Nick Beast could not get anything in top of that, and it's a wide open net to shoot on. Haven will put that home every time, and 4-0, such a strong start in the first half of this game.
Yeah, the best look we saw from them offensively was in that sequence, that shot coming out from Binksy, but that's actually the only one they've registered this entire game, Zektek, and they just look worse for wear on the defensive end. A 5th one going to fall in. Klink, 10 shots on the net, shooting 50% from the field, and Nick's Dogs your offense doesn't look great, obviously. You only have 1 shot on, but with how much you've been in your own defensive half, your defense hasn't gotten there either. You've fallen apart one too many times, and it's already a 5-0 deficit that seemingly is only going to continue to grow. Maybe this off a ricochet. No, it'll be wide, and Haven going to steer it away. Okay, they do finally get one on the board, and maybe this is something to get momentum in their corner.
That is a great pass. Just sniped it across the front of that net for Binksy to put it home. You're absolutely right. It does just feel like Nick's Dogs not quite able to get some good communication. They're getting baited into challenging positions that just get them out of the way of these good passes. So they really got to get their way around. And Cade will put one in, getting back on the board. Quick 2 there, but still 3 goals to go to shut down this lead. And I don't know if that can happen in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's still work to be done, but tell me why I am all of a sudden hopeful. Maybe it's like just a blind optimism. It should not be had from me, but 2 goals in that quick succession. Maybe there is something on the way here for Nick's Dogs. We haven't seen it the entire game, but we have seen it in the last 20. They'll collect a save here. Gately just has to do what they can with so little, but they get demoed, and my help immediately washes away. Con slots in the 6, and Nick's Dogs, I think you just reroute your mind to game 2.
Yeah, some awkward rotations there and positioning. Just all caught over in the corner and then caught with your back to the ball. Not a good place to be. It definitely seems like Nick's Dogs here are going to have to really chat and work things out going into game 2 about how they're going to improve their gameplay, because right now it's really kind of been twisted around and put in a bit of a pretzel.
That's 100% it. I mean, obviously, whatever game plan they had was immediately washed away. This team in Klink scored 3 goals, only a mere minute and 20 seconds into this game, and then just continued to run away with it. By the time Nick's Dogs finally got onto the board, they were already in a 5-0 hole, and I know this is a team that should be playing them closer. I know it's not just me being a little bit frustrated. I'm sure they're kicking themselves as well. So it's essentially a game 1 concession over to Klink. But Klink, they've earned it. They look good. Hat-trick for Khan. They've dominated the pace of play. They've dominated possession. And they'll come into game 2 with a game advantage.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of rotation, just putting themselves way too close to their teammates. Just the field so tight that they can't control where the ball goes once it's past that little bubble of the team. And so once their opponents. Klink here really widen the field. They get torn apart, and the holes get found, the spaces get utilized, and Haven's going to slot that one again.
Even when there is space, the defense just hasn't been there for Next Dogs. Haven, it's a immaculately placed shot, but nobody's contesting him. There's two people in net. Nobody can cover that top left corner of the orange net. And I feel like that's been the story one too many times, Zectech. Just uncontested shots, which have led to free goals on the side of Klink. They've been placed well, shot placement-wise, but even discounting that, you need somebody challenging that ball before it makes its way to your own net.
And Klink, a heavy-handed Game 1 win here. 7 on the board, 2 to Nick's Dogs. But, man, Haven slotting them. A hat-trick to him, a hat-trick to Khan as well. And, well, Jair, I felt like was doing so well the entire game. We see him at the bottom of the scoreboard because he has all 5 assists. That is what I was feeling. He's getting downfield. He's putting these plays and the ball in position. And then Haven and Khan just finishing them off. What a beautifully well-done play by the team. And, I mean, Nick's Dogs got to pull it together here.
100%. Jair, the tier S facilitator in this game, and Nick's Dogs, I mean, I know you're coming in goofy and confident. Everybody has the Meister attached to the end of their name, but a loss in 7-2 in Game 1 is not the showing that you want, especially not across the pitch when it comes to the stakes that are attached to the series. We're in the winner's final. You're into the game final, or the grand final, with a game advantage. It's one you want to win, and you can't do it that way. 7-2, letting them rain shots on that when your defense isn't there, instantly turn into goals, not getting really anything on the back end. Definitely work that needs to be done. They've had a 60-second intermission. We'll take it to the pitch on Forbidden Temple, and we need to see adaptations. We need to see changes here for Nick's Dogs, Zectech.
I think it comes first in that rotation and just making sure that they are positioning themselves maybe a little wider, able to cover more options, and then support a little more from different angles. We've seen close support, but then when it comes to far support, you know, it just, once it gets over their head, it gets awkward, and no one really knows where they're going, who's covering net, and, you know, Klink have just capitalized on it every single time. So now, going across here, Jair is up, but Cade blocking that off, looking to maybe put something forward. A massive read. It's popping down. Almost goes in the net, but off the backboard now. Nick Beast looking for a reset. 50. Not quite there. Not on target. Followed by Binksy, and some great offensive pressure early in this game.
They've nearly registered more shots now than they did in the entirety of Game 1. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but the point still stands that Nick's Dogs coming out the gates with pressure. They haven't already conceded 3 goals over to Klink, so these are the takeaways you can have immediately in game number 2 and saying, hey, what we're doing is working. We just need to keep this up. Haven trying to bully his way through around the corner. Jair, good pinch that Khan will attempt to chase down. Played around Nick Beast, but I don't think he can get to the second. Binksy just going to chip it around that right sidewall, and Haven, a possession touch. Back to Jair.
Khan looking for that corner read. Doesn't quite get it, so Jair steps in there. Kaylee got some space to work with. Hops up to go to block it. But now Binksy is here trying to bring it around. Not a great touch or read. So Khan now looking to center to Jair, who goes right past him off to this corner here. Looking for some control, you know, taking some time. And that patience out of Khan, I think is one of the things that this Klink team is doing so well right now, is being patient for the right position and the right play. A great pass opportunity, but it's blocked away.
Yeah, good chance there. Will remain scoreless, though, and that's one that Nick's Dogs is happy to have, right? If Klink scores that, despite you playing better, the mental may have been worse, but they're gonna slot it in anyways. Infield pass on a rope from Haven off this flip reset. Jair, the placement could not have been better. He picked a spot. 1-0 over the side of Klink. It took longer, but they're still in the driving seat in this series.
Yeah, beautifully lobbed up there for the teammate. And that is some great team play that was out of Klink that just hasn't quite come through for Nick's Dogs. So they go up here trying to block this out. I'm seeing a lot of ball side rotation, and trying to help each other out in different ways. The bump is there, but not enough. Kaylee able to follow this one up, put it in the net, so we're all tied up once again. And finally, something coming of this offensive pressure.
Yeah, no, they're able to cash in. You've said it well there. Something coming of the offensive pressure, because we see them have it for a lot of the game, especially open. They were dominant and in Klink's half and just couldn't hit pay dirt. They do finally find it now, and it's a good goal to take momentum immediately back into their corner as well. Klink not able to run away with it, not able to put 2 unanswered on the board and expand their lead. Next Dogs fighting back to equalize the scoreline, and so we're back to square one. Nick Beast on the sidewall over the top of one, has enough boost to do what he wants. Flip reset, a little bit too far out of the way from him. Nick Beast getting credit for the shot. Kaylee the redirect though, and Binksy can't find it. It's off the post, it's off the crossbar, and it ends up off a Klink member and into the net.
A little fake out on that final push, and Nick with a massive dunk, and it just goes off Jair's rear end off that crossbar. Crazy stuff. And now with a lead here, Nick's Dogs have got something to their name. Now they just got to hold on to it. But we've seen just how well Klink can just start scoring and get absolute stuff on net. So much to their name. A great offensive pressure, but man, the defense was so strong. And then, but man, that offensive opportunity goes to the wayside. Oh, but that shot off the post. Oh my goodness, both teams losing on opportunities they should have.
I don't know if it was communicated over that the demo was a sure thing, but that shot from Haven looked like they were trying to fit it around the last defender. That's why he chose such a placement so far right. It's been going off the post and out. Had they shot it anywhere on, it would have been an open net, but I don't know if Haven was confident in the demo or knew it was even happening in the first place. So back to the drawing board goes Klink. They still need one more just to equalize. That's a good shot though, and they're going to find it. The defense rotation too slow for that transition play, and the shot from Khan, just a little bit too much pace.
That massive 50 dunk into the read. Khan was there all the way through, had eyes locked on that ball, and so was there when it came back down. All tied back up, just over a minute left to go. It might come down to 1 goal. We're getting close to that golden goal territory, but Nick Beast trying to put someone on target. Won't happen, as Jair now looking for a breakaway.
Jair catching this. Khan just trying to bully his way through. What a save by Nick Beast. But Kaylee can't get there in time. That ball sitting on the goal line for what felt like forever. Really good bump. Nick Beast gets over in time to avoid that one from going to the back of the net, but it would have all been for naught. 3-2 now, and Klink have rallied. It's 2 unanswered, and it's their first lead of this game number 2. If they are able to hold on here, Zek-Tech, it's a massive win for them.
Yeah, some massive passing plays and just reads coming out of Klink here. Looking at it around again, and Khan able to move downfield with little resistance. I think that's something that Nick's Dogs have really got to work on here, is just being able to shut down a bit earlier in the field, because they've given so much space and time up to Klink. They move downfield so easily, able to conserve boost and momentum. And now up top is Nick Beast, actually. We're going to put this one on pressure, but Khan is here to put off to the side. It will be cleared center. And Nick's Dogs have to score here if they want something to their name, an opportunity in overtime, but it looks like it will drop, and yes, Klink will take game number 2, stealing it out from under Nick's Dogs.
Yeah, it's such a devastating loss. Nick's Dogs played a good game, and this is a game that fell in line with more of what I was expecting out of the series, Zek-Tech. First game, an absolute wash in favor of Klink, 7-2, and much closer played here. This is one that could have gone either way. I think Nick's Dogs are upset that they've conceded it, given they had the lead. But as things stand right now, it's going to be Klink on 3 consecutive match points. And Nick's Dogs, I mean, you don't have that game to hand over to the other team. They unfortunately did that in game number 1, and I think by the time they finally have their wits about them, it may be too late in the series.
Yeah, trying to pull it together a little too late now. It's only a reverse sweep that will lock them into that grand final. And I just don't think it's going to happen with Klink's ability to come back from the one lead that Nick's Dogs have had in this series. I think it really speaks to the fact that Klink have just got this on lockdown.
100%. They're able to rally back in a game state that a lot of people would have considered loss, and that alone putting them on match point, devastating for the mental over on the side of Nick's Dogs. It'll be a monumental comeback. I don't think it's out of the question, but definitely is difficult.
Now Khan with boost and space gets the reset, looking for the pass. Doesn't quite have Jair there, who's going to wait, actually. It does get set for that sidewall, though. Can't quite get a good opportunity for a teammate. So Khan on no boost will try to push that forward. Jair's up for this. Does get a dunk, but can't hit the second one. So Nick Beast now. Low boost. Carrying all the way to the backboard, but no teammate able to get a shot on net just yet.
Khan gonna watch Jair find that challenge and chase this one across the pitch. We'll flip the sides as it careens from sidewall to sidewall. Binksy, corner, double tap. Can't find the angle, but you saw the vision, and Binksy just trying to be the catalyst for his team. They need a goal to get them hyped up. That would have been it, but a little bit too shallow of an angle on that attempt.
First shot coming through there. Massive dunk off that backboard. The follow-up is there. Jair will put it home. And my goodness, just so much awkwardness. Why are we pushing out on defense? Everyone leaves the net wide open, and they try to come back panicking, and it just doesn't help. And Klink will once again put in a goal and take the lead over Nick's Dogs.
And how many times have we seen that from them, Zektek, where they get a decent chance offensively, but the rotation doesn't come through. They can't find the crucial touches defensively, and they concede a gimme goal. I mean, obviously, Klink has done well to capitalize, but at this level, those are goals that Nick's Dogs are conceding that should never be going in, ever. And unfortunately, that's just the position they found themselves in, and they've dug their own hole, and the only way out is to match fire with fire and get your offense cooking, but when you're sucking your own half the entire time, that's really difficult to do.
Jair pitching to go back towards his own half. Oh, but the pass is too much power. Kaylee wasn't ready for something with that much pace on it. Now Binks trying to put it center, but Jair is there for the clear. Little pass down center. It is around, but the boom will put it out of control. The demo, though, does relieve that. Binks getting around one. Looking to get around the last two, but can't make it happen. Nick Beast is here. Doesn't get a touch, though. It's a breakaway play. Khan's got space in the center, but Binksy shuts it down quickly. Jair is up. Kaylee beats, though, to the backboard. Is there a shot? No. Khan puts it away.
We're about to hit the halfway mark of this game. That's a bad miss there, but Kaylee able to sink in and find a piece of it. You want to score sooner rather than later. Maybe this is it. Kaylee running out of boost, and Haven, the backboard defense, will reign supreme. Khan to the sidewall. Jair chasing it down. Can't find that one, but Khan can off the sidewall. Oh, don't tell me that's just in. It's off the post. Kaylee had to respect it. He will get there in time for the save. The recovery manifesting itself before any more danger could fall through. Jair to Khan. Khan double tap. Nick B's backboard defense is strong, but you can't concede right now if you're Nick's Dogs. They do get a breakout. Can they get a goal? Khan intervening to buy some time for his team, and then gets another booming clear. He does it all defensively on this sequence.
Race opportunity will go down to the backboard. Is there a follow-up? Yes, there it is. Defender couldn't get a touch on it, so Binksy will equalize.
Just a well-placed shot here. Haven, it's a difficult read, but it's unfortunately a touch you need to have. When Haven doesn't, it's just a free tap in. So, Binksy, responsible for the equalizer here, but we've seen this story before, Zektek. It was Nick's Dogs with the lead, not just an even score line, and they still lost a game in game number 2. So, they won insurance, they won a cushion. They have to worry about things defensively first, though, and they'll do just that. It will be a double commit and a weird miscommunication here along the midfield line, but they do manage to break into Klink's half and maybe turn something out of it. Kadely towards the top right, hits his mark.
Gyre puts it up, and no one's able to get there. Kaylee reads it through and slots it top right corner. Beautifully placed. And it looks like some better reads are coming out for Nick's Dogs. So maybe that will be what they need to really pull ahead of this Klink team. But Klink, we've seen, has come back from this particular lead at this particular time in the game. We'll have to wait and see if they do it again.
Gyre trying to make sure the sweep is complete. Haven. That's such a good touch. Gyre set him up, faked that he had enough boost to follow this one. I mean, he was just hovering there, but not enough boost in the tank to get his momentum going again. Haven uses that misdirection to double jump, get pace to the ball, and slot it far right. So, all tied up. We're about to get the 1 minute remaining pop-up, and once that happens, I think we're firmly into golden goal territory. It'll be hard to come back for either one of these teams should a goal be scored, and it's one that is crucial no matter which direction you look at it. Klink trying to put this one away in a sweep. Nick's Dogs trying to stay alive and force game 4.
Oh, Gyre, massive double touch on the sidewall there, but it's quickly turned around. Binksy looking for the bump. Is the finish there? Not quite. Defense gets back just in time. And Klink just holding out some great offensive opportunities actually for Nick's Dogs. They're trying to bring it back around. And it looks like Klink are struggling a bit now defensively to read some of these plays. Some good reads coming out of Nick's Dogs, making it just that much harder for Klink to figure out what's going on. But a massive clear will force Nick Beast back to his own half.
That's such a crucial clear. They were all low on boost. They were all scrambling around. They buy some time and maybe enough to force OT. Haven chip out, but straight to Nick Beast, turned aside by Khan. And had there been an extra half second on that clock, maybe it turns into a shot into Khan's own net. But we will see OT in game number 3. I'll stress it again. Klink looking for the sweep. Nick's Dogs just trying to stay alive. Oh, no way. Wow. That's a thing of beauty there, Zektek.
Beautifully done. The demo straight into the pass and just the tight angle shot. Beautifully done. And Klink once again turn it around just so quick. Nick's Dogs, they looked like they were getting some momentum, looked like they were getting some opportunities. And then Klink shut the door in their face. Say, Anna, no games for you. It's a clean sweep. We're moving on to the grand final.
Yeah, they held on for just long enough there. Right before OT hit, it was one missed touch that really led to a full 30 seconds of offensive onslaught, raining down shots on the side of Nick's Dogs. And the defense looked haphazard plenty of times, but they were able to manage and get there. When it mattered most, just had to get the OT, get the reset, get boost back in their favor, and 12 seconds was all it took for them to set up that overtime goal. Pass off of a jumping redirect from the opposition's back wall. So well played there on the side of... My sickness brain frog is coming in. I'm forgetting the team that literally just won. What am I doing here?
Klink has won this series.
Thank you, Zek.
I got you, homie.
That's why you're one of my favorite casting duos, my friend. We've been doing this for a long time. You finished my...
sandwiches.
There we go.
Truly.
Thank you all for watching. Winners finals here. We'll go ahead and get losers finals set up. Nick's Dogs will be dropping down to that section, and we'll get their opposition and lobby all lined up. Don't go anywhere unless it's just to grab a snack and drink and make your way back to your watching area.
It's making me realize everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I. Everything we've been through makes us strong enough. You and I, you and I.
get funky. Let me get funky. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's orbit tonight. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more. So baby, let's orbit tonight. Let me get funky.
Let's lose our mind.
Let me get funky.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Redirect number 20, our monthly tournament here. I am ZekTech. With me is Quanzek. We have the lower final for you. Quanzek, how are you feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, it should be another good one. I prepped the winners final in the same fashion. I know, I understand. It didn't live up to that. It was a sweep, but Brave Esports and Nick's Dog should be a fun game. We actually have a logo on stream. I know that's something that Haz is very happy about with Brave Esports being here. So, what I really want to look for is ZekTech. I mean, we just saw Nick's Dogs on stream, and they did not look like the team that they should have. So, once that's fixed, once that is addressed, I think we should see a better series, but it has to happen now, right? This is the final best of 5 for both of these teams. You mess up, and you're just done. That's your tournament run over. You don't place first or second for your payday, and it would be very concerning. Nick's Dogs, I know they're kicking themselves. I know they feel like they can play better, and so we will see what changes they've made heading into the lowers finals.
This is it. This is your last life. This is the last opportunity to make it into that grand final. So, with 5 minutes on the board, we start our best of 5 off. Now let's kick it.
Some fireworks to start with that demo. It was a really weird kickoff sequence, just a dead 50 into a demo into the ball sing there for a few seconds. But coming out of the smoke is going to be Nick's Dogs with the early pressure. Dreamy. Save on the back wall. Big C gonna demo him for carrying that the length of the field and then push this along from the ceiling. Actually stay with it to play around the final defender, but Dreamy sinking back in, and he's demoed once more, and then we've already had 4, only 35 seconds into this game, ZekTech.
Way more physical play this series than last, and that might be the deciding factor for this Nick's Dogs team to figure out, hey, this is how we move forward. This is how we play a little more consistently. This is how we get up to our level that we know we can play at. But Brave Esports still going to bring this one through. A lot of pressure right now, keeping Nick's Dogs on the defensive and keeping them from breaking out.
It's very crucial here. I mean, game number 1, lots at stake. We've seen a few offensive chances, but nothing coming through. The physicality has slowed down ever since that final demo that we saw. Nick Beast, Dreamy with a good challenge. He wins that with a lot of pace, and it does force a triple commit out of Nick's Dogs. Kadely able to get a piece of this one and then chip it off the sidewall into the midfield, but Cairo just has more boost. He's able to be speedier. And see, chip up to himself. Flip reset. Actually, don't think he could. No, he did get it. Used it for a wave dash to recover in time. The Nick's Dogs, they don't have any boost. They haven't been able to break out ZekTech. They got to do so to avoid this goal going to the back of the net. Nick B's doing what they can on 0 boost. They will finally get it out of their half.
It seems like it's been there for forever. 2 minutes already passed in this game with, I think, possibly 0 shots. No, a single shot on net for Nick's Dogs. And back to their own half already. Brave Esports ready to fight tooth and nail. Came off their last series of a win, so they are heated up there, warmed up. Meanwhile, Nick's Dogs coming off that loss might not be feeling great and trying to get over some mental barriers.
Yeah, mental game is as big of a point to touch on as any in Rocket League, and Nick's Dogs definitely coming off of a game where a series where they weren't feeling great at the end of it, but hoping to get something better, going better now. It starts with them breaking out of their half. That's a good chip out by Kadely. He'll chase this forward as Cairo goes for a psycho attempted clear, and they'll team pinch too. Insane mechanics back to back there on the side of Brave Esports. Kadely sinking in here, getting a shot on that's north of the crossbar, and NC will send that over to the sidewall. Big C trying to get something going, and despite the time in the orange half here now by Nick's Dogs, that's the first shot they've generated, but Nick Beast shoots it high of the crossbar, and that could have been a goal if he was able to pull that one and force it to be a bit lower.
Some offensive opportunities now. Nick's Dogs A little fake out here, slowing things down, using some patience, but we've collapsed once again into the corner. Too tight of rotations means that opportunities go by the wayside now. Looking for a pass does not happen. Nick Beast does get up to this one, though. We're going to get around the opponents, off the crossbar, and across it goes. Binksy is there with a bump, so Kaylee can come on in. Looking for something on net to the far side, but it's off. And just can't quite find anything on target just yet. Nick's Dogs going back and forth, but the control is loosey-goosey, and Ensei looking to break out.
I love loosey-goosey being a valid call. That makes perfect sense. I've recently added Dipsy Doodle into like my frequent casting repertoire, and a lot of my co-casters I've had since using it, it's gotten a chuckle out of them. Loosey-goosey just got one out of me. So props to you, Zectech. Ensei chasing this one down. Just has to rotate out in the corner. We're at 30 seconds and we're scoreless here. Shots in favor of Nick's Dogs, but they haven't really looked high quality. They haven't forced out any saves. Maybe this one can. Nick Beast towards the back wall. And it's just more of the same. They get the ball there. They do all the work. There's no finish attached to it, though. They have 5 shots. They've only forced 1 save, which is 4 have been off target. Binksy has to avoid the bump. This one goes to the right sidewall, and Ensei happy to pinch it down, just buy some time. I think we'll see overtime in game 1 here, Zectech.
Yeah, it's 0-0 to OT. And I got to see here who will score it. This first goal could be very important to just see who gets that momentum and that mental game boost here out of game 1. As it's a nice little pop there, and offensive pressure swinging a lot more back in the direction of Nick's Dogs here. They've had a lot of good opportunities, but the defense has been staying strong for Brave Esports. Passing play here is an open net. Possibly no off the corner, not on target, so it will not go in just yet. And, ooh, Nick's Dogs just getting alive out of that one. Trying to break out now, looking for a pass, perhaps, but not going to happen.
Kaylee does so well there on the goal line, but it needs to actually amount to something. That's a really bad double commit. The net's open. The only people covering it have 0 boost. Kaylee jumping up has to go for a little bit of a plan B play and slam that one back in the ground. And then we'll find this clearance redirect from Binksy. It's actually a pass over to the ceiling, but with no boost totals, Kaylee just happy to rotate all the way back to their own corner. Nick Beast seeding a lot of open greenery as well as Dreamy goes to the back wall. Nick Beast gonna let Binksy take over, and we're just kind of in a lull state right now. Both these teams trying to find any breathing room, Zectech.
Yeah, I think some communication is struggling here. Seeing double commits and a great dribble though out of Binksy. The quick little curve and the slide behind on that post. Beautifully done. Fakes out the one player. Dreamy not ready for it and just perfectly slid behind on that flick. Well done by Nick's Dogs to secure game 1. And that'd be what they need to get that mental game back on the positive.
Yeah, it's a good bounce back, especially when you concede the winner's final in sweeping fashion. And I just they did enough, right? They got the win. It took OT, but personally, I'm not convinced. Like not that we made any, but my prediction from before the series started to after game 1 hasn't changed. I don't even know what it was before the series started, but like that win is not convincing enough to get me on the favor on the favoring side of Nick's Dogs. They only got 1 goal. It took OT. They had the higher shot total, but again, I highlighted this earlier, they didn't force any saves. They were never really any threatening opportunities. They had 5 shots at one point and only 1 registered save. So, Nick's Dogs, congrats. Good game win. But this series is not in your corner by any means, and there's still work to be done if you want to get that rematch in the Uppers Finals. Brave Esports, I mean, obviously some places to work on your game as well, and maybe it's just these 2 teams playing each other so well that low scoring affair might be the norm, but I personally am expecting more out of both rosters.
I feel like Brave Esports had a lot of opportunities there and a lot more threatening things that were going on, but just were a little off target. A good shot there, but the defense is there for it to block it away. And that is something that I think Brave Esports is doing so well, is trying this ball down, a little bit closer away from their net. It doesn't get too close. Really trying to prevent a lot of passing opportunities and good plays. Meanwhile, Nick's Dogs, really, I think they've just been kind of forced to play defense and just barely staying alive in some ways. They did get the winning goal, but I really feel like it could have been a much closer game and a high-scoring game if Brave Esports had gotten all of their shots on target.
Nick Beast has somebody in front of him to try to buy some space, and then it's Binksy wrapping around when Nick Beast loses control that accidentally puts that to his own half, but this one, dangerous. Good save there by Cairo. He's on the sidewall. Good dunk as well. Is this one just on? Can he catch back up to it? He can! It's a brilliant 50 onto Binksy and Brave Esports. Their first goal of the series.
The read straight into the floater, never touched the ground, just followed that and read it all the way through. Massive dunk, and Brave Esports will lock in that first goal. Beautifully done. That's what we like to see, and probably what they wanted to see in that game one, but now it's coming through in game two.
Just a one-man show. I mean, responsible for the clearance as well. Cairo chasing down the ball. Cayley, really awkward here. Uses his own post, but it might be a second falling through. No. Able to recover in time, come off of the own roof of his net and establish himself to save. That would have been a very swift 2-0 for Brave Esports, making things difficult for Nick's Dogs, but they do keep the scoreline where it's at. Nick B, side flip. Good touch there by Binksy. Dreamy. Touch out, and here's NC off the sidewall, double tap,
Whoa.
triple tap, can't get it south of the bar, and Kaylee is there to collect and break out for his team.
Good opportunities, but now on the defensive is Brave Esports, just trying to make sure they keep this one out. The rotations are tight, maybe too tight coming out of Nick's Dogs here. The breakaway play does happen. Kira moving downfield. We're going to steal this boost while Dreamy puts some pressure on. It's up high center. The shot is on, and the save is just made. It's been a little awkwardly positioned from Nick's Dogs, but they've just been staying alive. Still down by one as Brave Esports really just trying to focus on keeping some good momentum and speed going. The rotations have been great. And honestly, the 50s, I think, have been really helping them that much more as they just know how to really time their challenges.
Yeah, no, they've got a lot of space on the pitch because of those 50s directly. There's another one there by Dreamy. Well timed to use his car as a backboard and send it into the opposition's corner. And Brave Esports recognizing they're playing with the lead. They haven't necessarily parked the bus. They're still looking for another, but there's no screaming urgency from them to find a second as they'll ward their net once more. Cairo using all of his boosts, just lofted the ball. Actually got a flip reset on the tail end of that, but didn't amount to anything as Binksy trying to clear out the net. Nick Beast is so far away, though, which means Enzi can take a 1v1, and Dreamy over the top of Cadeley. Infield pass, redirect. It should be saved by Binksy. It will be into their own quarter.
Pushing forward here, Cairo just launching to the backboard. Able to get a follow-up here, but the teammates just not quite able to help out. So now moving downfield is Nick's Dogs. Nick Beast around a leading bump play. Not going to happen, though, as it goes far over the net. Binksy tries to put it back on with a tight double tap. And the shots are just raining in, and finally it goes in. Nick Beast able to find the angle. Brave Esports held on for so long, but just couldn't quite keep it out.
Nick Beast. Right place, right time. And the defense for Rocket League, if you find yourself stuck defensively for that long, more often than not, it is going to fall apart once you hit a certain point. There's only so much you can do on limited boost, and once your opposition has established that pressure, they have access to way more boost than you do with those midfield full tanks. Cadeley. Breakout pass over to Binksy. Binksy over to Nick Beast. It's a three-man passing play as it stands right now. Nick Beast, flip reset just north of the crossbar. Couldn't get it under. Didn't have enough boost to find the triple tap either. I like the vision from Nick's Dogs, but not manifesting itself here. That one off the post and back out, and Nick's Dogs They're really upset they don't have the lead here. Brave Esports getting away with murder.
So many beautiful attempts out of Nick's Dogs. They just can't quite seem to finish. Can't find the cherry on top of their sundae. So it's just going to be melting in the sun here. We go out to the last 10 seconds. Still tied up 1-1. It's his last opportunity here. We might see another overtime and possibly one of the longer series of tonight in this lower final.
What my concern is here, Zectech, as we will officially get our second overtime in just as many games, is that Brave Esports, they played Nick's Dogs close, but if they lose this one for a second game consecutively lost in overtime, they'll do just that. Nick Beast sliding it in only 12 seconds in. You have to be concerned about the mental right now. Dreamy just not getting the touch. Nick Beast there to slot it in, and my point immediately coming true. The second overtime loss, and both of them really could have been won over on the side of Brave Esports. They just weren't pressing their advantage when they found it, Zectech.
Yeah, just not quite there. Nick's Dogs looking so much better in that last half. Some beautiful opportunities, and then they eventually get it to go in. Brave Esports, I mean, it's been looking good. They've had some great opportunities, great 50s, but I just don't quite have the finesse that you want to see out of them to really lock in these goals and some good saves and counterattack opportunities. It's really come down to, some decent 50s with an opportunity and some mistakes made by Nick's Dogs that have given them some of this lead. But yeah, Nick's Dogs just walking it down in the last half, making sure nothing happens. Once again in OT, taking it, and now they are on match point. Brave Esports have to reverse sweep, but I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point there with the finesse, the touch that Brave Esports have, because we've seen these games be close, but game one, they didn't score at all. The final scoreline was 1-0 in overtime over to the side of Nick's Dogs. Game two, they did get one. They conceded another to C and OT for the second game. But the one goal they scored was mainly off the back of a fantastic solo play by Kyra. There has not been another goal that Brave Esports have found that has that finesse, that has that touch, that was put together by extended pressure, put together by team plays. And I thought they could have found it here, but Nick Beast, a diving save recovering, will keep Brave Esports off of the scoreboard for the opening seconds in this game following the initial kickoff. And my concerns will stand true for Brave Esports, that they just need to find alternative ways to score, because the only one that they have is really by way of a 50 that found itself into the back of the net.
I have to completely agree with you. It just seems like the rotations just aren't there to support one another with passing plays or quick follow-ups. It comes down to some decent solo play. That's not what you want to see out of Brave Esports. We know that they have good passing opportunities and can make that happen. It just hasn't been there, as they lose a lot of boost and are just putting themselves out of the play more often than not. These aerials and challenges just putting them a little too far away from their teammates, not able to rotate as quickly as they would like. And so now Onse, NC, something like that, going to the backboard here, bumping off Kadley. The side here, shot opportunity and be blocked off to the side. Binksy chasing this one down on no boost, trying to bring it around a good 50, and so Nick Beast will take over.
Oh, what a save by Dreamy to keep that one back out of the net. I thought that would have been Nick's Dogs surely getting the opener here, but a stalwart showing from Brave Esports, and that's one that is really crucial for them to have at this point. NC was very upset about his period in Twitch chat earlier. There's a period and a heart at the end of his name, so maybe we just commit to calling him NC Dot. Nah, I'm purely joking here. It's a really bad joke at that, but NC Dot would be the most obnoxious name, maybe one of the most obnoxious names to pronounce while casting. And I feel like if we did that, we have to commit to the Meisters on the other side too. Nick Beastmeister, Kaylee Meister, Binksy Meister, we can't have favorites here, Zectech.
Truly, we cannot. But apparently, we have time for a semantics conversation because this game has just been going back and forth. No one really putting any good quality opportunities on. No one finding any good passes or shot quality. It really has just been a meager game of I'm going to drive it a little bit this way, and I get it though this way. And just no one able to put a good shot on target, build a good control on this ball, find quality passes. And now all three players of Nick's Dogs downfield looking for the shot. They finally get it. They build the pressure by just putting everyone forward, and it breaks down Brave Esports.
You had to feel like it was only a matter of time, too, right? Brave Esports, they do have 3 shots, but almost every single one of those was found off the initial kickoff. And ever since then, it's felt like Nick's Dogs have been able to express their will whenever they want. Dreamy found a crucial diving save to keep Nick's Dogs off of the scoreboard earlier, but only a matter of time before they did finally find it again. NC gonna watch his teammate challenge right in front of him as a booming clear comes out from Kadely. Big C actually caught up to that, but Kadely didn't have the angle to bury it into the back of the net. Nick B's pinch off the sidewall. This could ricochet in off the corner. Kairos to deal with it, but it's an open net for Binksy and a swift 2-0 for Nick's Dogs.
And the big issue here is Brave Esports, their second man never seems to have the boost to follow up the first man play. So they're throwing themselves at it to try to make something happen with no boost, and there's no recovery. They leave their third man on an island, and they've barely survived most of this game, but now they are down 2-0, minute and a half left. They have to make something happen here. And anything that comes down to a bit of that boost management, boost control, and being able to follow up as a second man so you can have opportunities, not just rely on first man getting something good.
Nick Beast off the ceiling, chip up. Kadely gets there. Can they get another one? They let go for Binksy, and Kadely still involved. Resets off the ceiling. Challenges there on that play. Nick Beast towards the net now. Another good 50. It's Brave Esports hanging on by a thread. NC just trying to carry this all the way down, but they need goals now. Otherwise, it's our second sweep in a row on stream.
Okay, trying to move it. NC not able to get it there. Kyra off to the side. It's a pass center. It's there. The quick 1-2. The shot is on. Dreamy puts it in. And that's what we wanted to see. The passing plays to teammates. The quick cuts with boost. Finally, it happens. And they are within 37 seconds left. Can they keep it going? We need to see more opportunities like that one.
Yeah, they've scored with enough time on the clock to make this one a game. They've also answered our questions of can they score outside of just a wayward 50. Kadely trying to buy as much time. Can't connect on the musty attempt downfield, though. Cairo infield for Dreamy. Dreamy over the top of one. Cairo trying to chase this down. It's not a great touch from Kadely. It was a temporary open net. A whifty coming out here. Cairo towards the net. Binksy going to get the save. And that might have been the chance for Brave Esports. They'll get one more genuine opportunity here in the offense, but that demo onto Cairo buys a lot of space. Dreamy trying to do it all himself. It's on 0 seconds now, so it's going to have to be a goal scored without this ball hitting the turf. Kadely, enough boost to carry it the length of the field. It's going to go off the corner. Can they keep it alive? Nick Beast happy to drop it. Nick's Dogs will get the victory in sweeping fashion here, Zectech.
And it just happens once again. Brave Esports had a good opportunity once in this game, but then just couldn't capitalize on it. The miscommunication on rotation, the double commits, and then the lack of boost for their second man just was the issue that plagued them all the way through here. It was so tough to see, but Nick's Dogs now going to the grand finals for a rematch to see if they can take that title. We'll have to wait and see, though. But Kwanzek, how do we feel coming out of this match?
I think Nick's Dogs established themselves as the team that they were hoping for earlier, right? We didn't see it at all in the winners finals, but they showed here that they can win these tight games. None of them were, games that they piled on the goals. They looked fluid in and out, and I do think Brave Esports did well to limit them. with that being said, they're coming away with the series with only 5 goals scored total. In game number 1 against Klink, it was 7 goals put in that 5-minute time frame alone. So I think there's still some work to do for Knicks Dogs to get up to where Klink was playing at, but they're off on the right foot for their rematch in the grand finals.
It is an excellent sign here. The clean sweep. A lot of close games, though, so we'll see if they can step up their game heading into that grand final. We'll have that matchup of Knicks Dogs versus Klink after this short break.
I can't seem to laying on my floor, thinking about all the things that we've been through. From 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem
again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight.
I've had 1,000 dreams of you, like scenes I do like. I stop counting, feels I could try. I should try. Hold my breath, I won't make you wait. You're mine for the taking. My eyes on your shades. You're mine for the
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Redirect Monthly number 20. I'm Zektek here with Quanzek, and we have the grand finals ready for you. It's a rematch between Klink and Nick's Dogs, ready to fight it on out in this best of 7 game advantage over to Klink for coming through that upper bracket. Quanzek, how are we feeling? Do we think Klink is going to take it again, or do Nick's Dogs even have a chance?
I won a series here. I want it to not be a sweep because we've had 2 of those on stream at this point, Zektek. With that being said, there is not a ton of confidence in my body over on the side of Nick's Dogs. I like that roster a lot. Nick B's, Kadely, Binksy, quality players. I have not seen it today. They looked bad in our first series, and yes, it was a sweep in game 2 in series 2 on paper over the top of Brave Esports, but they didn't show enough. 2 overtime wins and 3 games, all with a single goal differential being the difference maker there. Maybe they can adapt and grow over the course of the best of 7, but they already start in the hole with the game advantage given over to Klink.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough uphill battle for Nick's Dogs. They are clearly coming in as the underdog. And so it's going to be a battle to figure out if they can get around Klink and their honestly solid gameplay, great passes, and if they can really figure out their own gameplay. You know, we saw a lot of physicality coming out in that last series, so maybe that will be the thing that does it this series. Maybe the demos and the bumps will open up that midfield, give them the opportunity to build their own offense and start scoring. But we got to wait and see. We do have the players in the lobby, 5 minutes on the clock. So let's start and get ourselves launched into game number 1. A crucial game here to possibly equalize if you're Nick's Dogs.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is still, even if you do concede this one, there is still room to come back because a 2-0 deficit isn't it's not the end of the world in a best of 7. With that being said, you want to put yourselves in that position to begin with, but Klink, they haven't missed a beat despite being on the back burners for the entire lower final series. Haven immediately off the kickoff, finding his spot. It's off of the upper 90 of the goal, that intersection between the 2 posts and into the back of the net for Klink, and maybe they'll concede it right away. Binksy gonna get it back for Nick's Dogs.
I was going to say, it looks like Klink are back in their old ways. Dryer with the setups and Haven with the finish, but what a kickoff. Binksy just going to put it off Nick B's kickoff right on, and quick equalization. I think it's going to be good for the confidence and mental here of Nick's Dogs coming through.
Binksy trying to carry that one out from the corner, but Khan. Oh, Jair had a chance at that ball, just wasn't expecting to come out with the pace, ends up just over the top of his hood, and so He'll look to regroup on defense, get this one out towards Khan. He's going for the double tap. He actually had an angle. Nick Beast didn't read it off the back wall, but it was cut off by another member of Nick's Dogs before that double tap could reign true. Khan, couples really strong 50s, navigates this ball into the opposite corner. Kadely can't get there, and a quick 2-goal flurry to open up game number 2 here officially has quickly developed into a bit of a lull state in this game. Both these teams haphazardly going about the offense, a bit lackadaisical with what their intentions are. They don't want to make the mistake, as Demo is going to come out and buy a lot of space here for Klink to finally find this clear.
Good communication there on the defensive end to keep that from getting awkward. Now Nick Beast off to the side. No boost. We'll put it forward, but Kana is there. No, he sets up Binksy, who's going to slot it. And Nick's Dogs take a lead.
That is such a mistouch there from Khan. I understand the intention, right? You're trying to keep it with a blue trail behind that ball. Keep possession in your half. With that chip coming out, though, the worst place the ball could be is in the infield, and Khan, unfortunately, just dimes the other team as opposed to his own. Had he just left that ball in the corner, I don't think it's ever a threat to be scored, but you live and you learn, and Klink giving a gift over Nick's Dogs for them to control their way, navigate their way through the rest of this game number 2 with a lead.
Off to the side here. We're going to build some offense as Jair again. Maybe looking to step a teammate. Going to the far side. And now Kaylee off the ceiling looking for a follow-up touch. Not going to get it because he's got no boost. So Binksy looking to race to this ball. Gets a great 50, but it's a massive bounce out off that corner. Nick Beast here. A Demo open things up on the back line. To the backboard. Opportunity perhaps. It's a 50, but still a good block out by Jair. Now flick to the backboard. Haven is there. And it's just good control from Klink to get this one out of their own half, but not quite going to happen just yet. They bring it around. The rotations are pretty good. It's been solid, but just the rotations have also improved for Nick's Dogs, and so it's just endless pressure right now.
Yeah, and that's trouble if you're Klink. They look good to start the game, but they haven't been able to break out, and when you're the one in a deficit, that's a good chip, though, by Haven. A good dunk as well. Caught has enough boost. He can't read it. Jair, a late delayed touch will be the key here as Khan will slot in the tying goal. Look at this touch by Jair. That's so good. The knowledge to play it that softly to the sidewall. If he bangs it, I think it just turns into a clear for the opposition. And Jair recognized that as well. He just taps it ever so slightly in a selfless act to make sure his teammate can score, as opposed to him trying to put it in right then and there. But make sure it counts still. Good save by Haven so that Nick's Dogs doesn't immediately get the goal back.
Yeah, fantastic facilitation out of Jair. Counterattack opportunity here. Not quite going to happen just yet. Little pass back 1-2. Ooh, Kaylee going up. It's a 1v1 against Haven, but no. Bringing it around, it's going to get blocked. Players are here now. Nick Beast with a bit of space in the midfield to get to the mid boost, but shut down by Jair as it goes off to the side. Haven slowing it to the backboard. Double tap is in. Haven locks it.
Haven's gotten a couple goals this game. He had the kickoff one, and this is just a really well-placed double tap. Binksy tries to get there, but with no boost in the tank, he's late by fractions of a second. And so Klink, just a minute ago, you and I were talking about Zektek, that they're on the back foot. They're stuck in their own defensive half, and it's not a good place to be because they still needed a goal, but they got 2 of their own and are now dictating where this game can go. Couple demos coming out, a double demo actually on the other side of the pitch. Nick B's just trying to keep this ball in the offensive half for Nick's Dogs. Nick B's back towards the net, does force double commit, but his second man in Kadely was forcefully removed from the pitch. Nothing but smoke and ashes left behind. So 30 seconds on the clock, and Nick's Dogs trying to get a goal to not go down 2-0 in the series.
Binksy gonna leave that one for Cadley. Gonna launch it downfield. Nickbees tries to find a redirect down. Doesn't quite happen. It still makes it pretty awkward here for Klink as Cadley tries to bring it around on a solo play. A quick follow-up from Nick Beast here off that little two-man play. Didn't quite happen as what they wanted it to. No boost, so they can't continue to play here. Binksy's got nothing in the tank. It's dangerous. It's a shot on target, and Haven will secure the win with a 2-goal lead. Beautifully done out of this team. And Klink will go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, a little bit of stat pattern there from Haven, but I don't hate it. Man got his hat trick. It's well earned in that game number 2 as far as I'm aware, and he is the reason Klink is walking away with a victory here. So do what you want, Haven. Have a day. 75% from the field, nearly 750 score in a regulation game of Rocket League at this level is insane. Nick's Dogs found a couple of goals here, Tech, but just couldn't hold on defensively when it mattered. I think this game, though, showed that we should have a series theoretically. It does require that Nick's Dogs come away with a game victory in game number 3, because giving Klink 4 consecutive match points, I think, is something you definitely want to stray as far away from as possible.
Yeah, you definitely want to put them on a match point straight off after this one. So Nick's Dogs got to step it up. They looked good in that sort of mid to first half of the game. The quick equalizer and then the lead, but they just let it slip there at the end, falling back into those bad rotations, the low boost plays, losing control of that boost. So they need to get back into that form that they had in the middle of that game and take that through the rest of this series.
100% agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. And so we'll see how that transpires over here on Forbidden Temple. This is, in my opinion, a make it or break it game on the side of Nick's Dogs. You played well enough in that game number 2 to keep it close, but not good enough for a win. And as we get underway here in game number 3, a loss means that your backs are really up against the wall, even more so than they are now. But Nick's Dogs, I mean, this is exactly the start that you want. Look at that chip there. A good breakout play between Binksy and Nick Beast. Nick Beast just beats 2 on that infield pass, and this is open net to look at.
I mean, great job, but I have to wonder if they hadn't double committed, would Klink have made that save, having that third man back off the kickoff? It's an opportunity here. The bump isn't going to work out, but the second shot also blocked away. The defense stands tall for Nick's Dogs as they don't let an equalizer in just yet, but Gyre with the perfect shot off that pass.
Okay, Klink showing that, hey, that opener just a fluke. We're here to play you and make sure we're going to force you to find these game wins. Gyre finding the goal. The first for Klink in this game, number 3. And with that goal in their pocket, we're all tied up. So, didn't take long before we got a couple on the scoreboard, but that is Nick Beast's own goaling.
So Haven launches this one downfield. 2 go for it. Oh, I don't know if Binksy might have made that save, but yeah, it's an own goal. It could have been good if it had gone up or just a little more out, but just not enough. It does hit that top corner, so it will be up to the lead of Klink. Now Nick Beast off his own half. And he used a lot of boost to try to break out here. Not a lot to work with. It's a tap up by Binksy, who can't really get anything good on it, so now counterattack here. Kaylee has no boost to their name. What is happening with this team? The boost control, it just seems to vanish the moment after they pick it up.
But I will cut Kaylee a little bit of break there. It's immediately following a kickoff, right? Everybody's scrambling for boost there, and I'd assume both corners and both mids were taken for Kaylee on this rotation back. Wasn't anything to grab, so that one I will say you are forgiven for, but that's not to ignore your point completely here, Tech. They have had issues with boost management in the past. Binksy, though, saying that doesn't matter if I can score here. Good flip reset attempt. Got a bump on the tail end, too. Just couldn't account for both defenders. Nick Beast gets bumped into a demo. That is a brutal 1-2 combo coming out here from Klink. And Khan has an open net if he can get it around Nick Beast, but could not do so. So Nick's Dogs looking to break out again. They need a goal. That's a good connection. The physicality, though, reigning supreme for Klink.
And a crazy number of demos here. Oh, he still had the flip. He gets it past, but it's not on target. Trying to get around. It's the pass set up once again, and Khan can finish it. He reigns supreme. The king setup man. Jair is there to hand it over to Khan. Slots it on the far left, and they are up 3-1.
This team just looks too good, man. Defense has not been there for Nick's Dogs, but they just haven't. It hasn't been there really all day. It started with a series against Klink, and it looked rough then. It wasn't tried the most in our second series on stream, but Nick's Dogs, they're up against it officially here, Zectech. 2 goals down, and I've already said it multiple times, but a game loss here means that they are done and dusted for the rest of the series. Presumably, in my mind, Binksy trying to get something going. Jair diving save, has to get a second, but can't react in time. It's a good follow-up attempt by Kadley, and there's still life yet.
And just somehow finding that angle to just wrap it around. Beautifully done there. And good patience on some of these players to wait for the right 50, get it around them, and don't try to force the play to happen. That's very well done. But now Haven here gets a reset, moves it forward, but Nick Beast taking it away on that opportunity.
Nick Beast over the top of Jair. Kadley double tap off the corner. I thought he had it. Binksy had an attempt too. But it'll be Nick's Dogs happy to just leave, exit on their rotation. Grab some boosts on the way and live to fight another day. Khan. Touch off the back wall. Trying to fake out one, gets bumped, but it does still work. It's a 1v1 between him and Kadley. Jair takes over, goes underneath, tries to take a strong 50. But Nick Beast has been in the gym. He wins that one. Kadley. Oh, what a pass over to Binksy. Binksy shot on. It's an even better save by Jair, though. With only 12 boost in the tank, he gets the job done.
Off to the side, Binksy low boost, gets past one, but Jair, great job there to get around. Gets another 50. Opportunity perhaps off the back where the touch is there. Just blocks it away over the player who would have struck. Now, Haley off through this corner. Like a minute left to make this happen. They need to lock in, but Khan with the doomsy dish says, nah, it's game. I'm calling it.
Khan serving himself on a silver platter. Chases that ball, uses that jump to come off the wall, holds the flip, taps it in. 4-2. Very dominating fashion here for Klink. And as we're continuing to tick down, 40 or so seconds on the clock. It is, Nick's Dogs has to find something. They need it now. Khan towards the net. Binksy trying to find that clear. Jair. One tap off the corner. Won't be able to connect there, though. Kadley chasing it down. Has to get something. That's a good dunk. That's a good pass. Haven's there to intercept it, though. And with this clock being burned right now by Klink, carrying the ball all the way into Nick's Dogs' half, I think that's it for game number 3. It'd have to be a goal now with an immediate kickoff goal, and I just don't think there's enough time officially for that to happen. Klink coming away with 3-0 in the series here, Zectech. And look, you're the one with more coaching experience between the two of us in the call. You're coaching more than casting this year. And if you were on the side of Nick's Dogs, what do you tell them to even align themselves mentally, let alone get their gameplay in check? Because this is... has to be a reverse sweep in a best of 7, not a best of 5.
Yeah, mentality-wise, it's taking it game by game, not looking forward and thinking, I got to win 4 games, but just win 1 game. Start with that first step. As far as the gameplay goes, I think really that boost control and boost consumption is what's killing them a lot of the time. I think padding over some boost paths, as well as not necessarily using as much boost on some of these certain plays or rotations, but letting the momentum carry through some plays, being comfortable traveling at a bit of a slower pace, to conserve boost. I think it's going to be really big for Nick's Dogs, as well as being able to pass the ball more, know when they're handing it off to one another so they can stop using boost, conserve it for themselves, and then continue plays with a bit more length to them and control. Because right now it is a lot of boom ball, it's a lot of showing up with low boost, and it's a lot of trying to take 50s that are just awkward. So it's the boost control, it's the patience, and then it's the mentality of move forward, use resources as little as possible and maintain what you have as far as momentum and boost and whatnot. And so moving forward, we'll see if they can do that and also maybe incorporate some of that physicality. We saw it come out so heavily out of Klink in that last game. I think a little response is due here.
Yeah. Did you guys hear this guy? Can you tell he coaches? That was very well said. I think some really good points there that hopefully Nick's Dogs talked about themselves during our intermission. It has to start now. You have no other option to come through with a game victory to try to stay alive here. Haven gonna watch Binksy and then find a challenge. Good shadow defense there as Khan taking over in the corner off the back wall. Haven one touch out and now trying to play it across. He has a man lying in the midfield. Khan gets a piece of it, but it does go wide right. And Gyre getting beat by Nick Beast. Kaylee sinking in. You understand the stakes. Nick's Dogs look way more reserved. They look like they're pacing themselves, which is one of the things that you asked for them to do to conserve that boost, have a slower pace of play.
Yeah, but I'm still seeing a couple issues of double commits coming out where a player has low boost and so a teammate tries to come in to make up for it. I mean, really, just a little patience, eat some 50s, and take away the control momentum of the opponents is probably the better play. Rather than trying to force a play forward, trying to rush it, and then use up more boost and put yourself more out of the play. So they're going forward here. We see an opportunity perhaps popped up, but again, no one's got any boost to make a play, so Nick Beast is forced to come back at an awkward angle that doesn't have any value to the team as far as moving forward into offense. It is purely fighting for control that they are just lacking.
Kaylee, I think I can just let Binksy take this one over. They've been looking for boost for a minute now. We'll finally get it with that back corner respawning and then have to use it to chase down that save. Good flick around one, though. Can Nick Beast, he's just going to ignore the ball and go for the demo, make contact. I don't know if it was necessary, but it did secure it. And Nick's Dogs on the board first and a must-win game for them in this best of 7.
Yeah, great use of that space there. Saw the one player was close, so he launched it over. And the last man saw was on target. And yeah, just going for that bump, I think, was honestly the best option rather than trying to force some kind of redirect. Not know where the defense is coming from. If you just remove the defense in the first place, then you ain't got to worry about it. And Haven's going to put that one in after some bumps on the back line.
Haven's going to put it in, but the pass from Khan is so special there. He finds a pinch and is able to wall dash to catch back up to the pinch on 0 boost. And then feed that over to Haven for a tap-in. There were some bumps, there was some commotion, but Khan deserves way more credit on that goal than I think they're getting. Haven hits 2 posts, won't get it himself, but he's going to return the favor to Khan and say, hey, you set me up, I got you this time.
And it's Klink once again with the teamwork connection there, getting good 50s and good setups that allows them to turn this momentum around so quickly. But now Nick Beast taken to the sky. We're going to force something here. A decent 50. No one's on top of it. And now it's a 1v1 play looking for the bump. Not going to happen, actually. Beautifully done on the defense, but we're still struggling here. We do have a bit of boost on the back line, but Kaylee now, nothing in the tank. Got to block that one out. Binksy is up at an awkward angle. Nick trying to get a touch here and does clear to midfield.
And how many times have we seen this storyline played out? This may actually ricochet in from the ceiling. Kaylee making sure it doesn't. But how many times between these two teams in this tournament alone, Zectech, have we seen Nick's Dogs go a goal up and then instantly concede 2 over to Klink? And Klink look like they're searching for a third. They haven't left this half. Finally, they will to get full boost in both their 2 and 3s, but they immediately re-enter. They immediately reestablish themselves. Haven trying to get towards the middle. Binksy to the corner.
Ooh, Gyro looking to slot it off the top corner. Doesn't quite find it, but it was a dangerous opportunity that forced out a lot of boost and positioning. And it's a team pinch into their own net that'll be credited to Khan.
That might be the most immaculate own goal of 2025. Genuinely. Like, I think that is the best own goal contender for the entire year, and we're only at the tail end of February here. This is things going from bad to worse on the side of Nick's Dogs, and they have 65 seconds officially now to rewrite their story. But I'll be honest here, Zectech, their body language in their cars, they look flat-footed, they look defeated.
Yeah, they're getting up slow. They're not positioning very well. They're looking a bit of lackadaisical here. And it's just unfortunate to see. Perhaps someone will get up for this, but now we're slow. But what's funny is they get this shot because of the lackadaisicalness. They have the patience they should have had earlier in this game. Their positioning is actually better now that they're moving slower.
I mean, when they were able to have possession and control the pace of play, that slower crawl favored them as opposed to the opposition. When this game's gone faster, like you've said multiple times here, it's only played in favor of Klink. So still life in Nick's Dogs after getting that goal. 25 seconds, you can see them moving more briskly. Binksy getting a demo, trying to go for it all. It's off the post and back out, and nobody was expecting it to take that angle. Gyre with a pre-jump dunk to find the save. Can they burn another 10 seconds?
We have some off-ball pressure as Nick Beeson actually opens up the back line. That's what we wanted to see. As we were asking for, is that off-ball pressure, that value off the ball. Great control by Cadley in the back line, just getting messed up there. And it's all tied up.
Well, they've done it. They forced an OT. Presumably, unless... okay. Con, I think that was intentional to let it go. They do actually keep it alive. Nick Beast is there to intercept. Gyre obviously posturing like, oh, no shot, right? Haven keeping it up. No way, it's a 0-second goal! He's there to slot it in! I thought the Klink was making a mistake keeping it alive, but Nick's Dogs wanted to as well. And despite the heroic rally at the end, Nick's Dogs concede a 0-second goal, and Klink walk away the victors in sweeping fashion in the grand finals.
Man, brilliant 50s, passing plays, boost control, and setups. It is just routine, casual, and fun for Klink. They take it here in a clean sweep. They did it in the last series. And man, Klink coming out on top. Nick's Dogs were looking good in some parts of the game, but just could never quite get it, the consistency they wanted. And so Klink will take it home.
They looked like the better team through and through. We had 3 consecutive sweeps on stream, Zectech. And Hazza can chime in here, but I'd assume that's got to be the first time that's ever happened for games to finish 10-0 in the series. But Klink far and away looked like the best team today, and a well-deserved win for them. They looked good, and Hazza is confirming with a pretty sure, so I guess that's not confirming, but it's as close as we can get without having some stats we can immediately reference. Congrats to first place here, Zectech. They're walking away with the 70 pounds. Second place, GG's. You're going to come away with 30. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, the band is on top of things. Signups are now live for monthly number 23. Use exclamation point sign up, and you'll get the link to register in the chat, you saw the edit column from Hazza earlier. He's just dropped it for everybody there, just in case this man understands the esports scene and is trying to capitalize on people being here now as opposed to waiting towards the last second. Zektek, I'll throw it back over to you. I had a great time. I mean, it was a good game, a good series of matches. It's unfortunate that every single one was a sweep, but I think there was still some good Rocket League too.
Yeah, still some quality Rocket League we got to see. Absolutely beautiful stuff. I mean, it was a lot of back and forth gameplay that just ended up always at the end swinging one direction. But we enjoyed it so much. We enjoyed you all coming out. A huge thank you. Please follow Redirect Esports here on Twitch, and also follow Redirect GG on Twitter or X. There are links for both. You can find them down below or off to the side, probably in the chat. And of course, you can follow us on X. I am Zek Techno. He's N-O to the end of my name, both on Twitch and Twitter. And of course, Quanzek. Please follow him. He's over here. He's absolutely amazing. He's fantastic. See all the stuff he's doing. And I think you're going to catch us both later tonight over on the Cobalt Esports channel for RLCS North America.
Yep, that will be what's on the docket later today. I got a full casting sheet in front of me, unfortunately, but unfortunately, because I am operating at about 85-90% right now, but still a good call from us both. Thank you, Hazza, for having us on. Thank you to everybody who jumped in here and showed off their Rocket League talents. Congrats again to Klink for coming away with the victory, and you all enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for tuning in.
They don't know how we do it. They'll never get it.